Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Amy McKinney from Dunlap Bennett and Ludwig law firm, CMO with them. How are you doing today, Amy?
I'm great. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you on. We were discussing a little bit there about some strategies, so I want the listeners to listen to them as well. So first off, let's kick it off with what Dunlap Bennett and Ludwig is all about. So in your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Sure. So Dunlap Bennett and Ludwig is a veteran-owned law firm, and we like to pride ourselves or say we have outcome-focused attorneys. They advise and represent clients in national and international legal matters. We do anything sort of business related, so intellectual property, business immigration, mergers and acquisition, transactions, contracts, anything that has to do with business law. And we really pride ourselves in prioritizing practical and efficient outcomes for our clients.
Okay, interesting to hear that. So then, and so that way our listeners could get a good understanding of the law firm here. What would you say some key problems, or is there a certain type of segment that you guys like to go for an ideal ICP?
Sure. So our clients tend to be business owners and executives that need legal advice. So either they're, an entrepreneur, CEO, or we oftentimes come in as outside counsel to support perhaps a legal team within a larger corporation. And we service a variety of industries, anything from, we're government contractors, we do aerospace and defense, technology, healthcare. But really what we do, if I could sum it up, is that we serve people and the businesses they have built through trusted advice and fearless advocacy. That's really sort of how we would sum up what we do. When people think about lawyers, they sort of know, right, that you're inherently a smart person that can articulate the law. But what we've found is that really what people are looking for is an advocate. They're looking for someone that will serve them and be their partner through whatever legal issue that they have.
And that's very important. So I'm great to hear that. And so how would these, CEOs, entrepreneurs usually find out about BDO? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Sure. So typically our audience finds us through referrals, either personal or professional. We do get leads from other sources, mainly our website. But those website leads typically are coming through thought leader pieces, content, blogs, especially that we may be writing. So someone's looking for an answer. For example, there's a new law that came out, the CTA rule. People have been Googling this. They don't know what it means. What does it mean for their business? And they Google it, and one of our lawyers wrote a blog. So they will call in and say, hey, I heard that partner XYZ wrote this blog on CTA. Could you guys help us? So those are it's usually personal or professional, but if they do come through our website, it's through some sort of thought leadership content.
Definitely. Okay. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you. You can visit them at dbllawyers.com. Would there be any then types of tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some great website lead generation?
What I always say is that, for us, our website is a proof point, right? It's really we see ourselves more as B2B. So we know from the back-end analytics that people visit our website in two main areas, bios and blogs, right? They want to know who the lawyer is, what do they do, what their background is, and they also come with blogs. But if I was giving, advice to any other firm, what I would say is stay true and authentic to who you are and make sure that your marketing tactics, whatever they are in terms of client acquisition, stays true to that message. So know who your target is and how they are responding to your message, but don't sort of go outside of what is true to your message.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome to hear that from you. And well, let's then switch gears a little bit, Amy, and let's talk about you as a leader, you being the CMO there for DBL. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
Sure. I really see my role here at DBL is really threefold. First of all, I identify as a servant leader. So I'm really quite passionate about lifting my team up and empowering them to do what they need to do. But I really see the role of a CMO as threefold. It's really safeguarding the brand, driving growth, and then anticipating and better serving client needs. And so that really means, firstly, safeguarding the brand, making sure that the reputation and the trustworthy image of DBL stays high in the minds and eyes of clients and stakeholders. This really involves, a lot of me really analyzing what messaging we put out there, how we say things, what we can and cannot say. So that's very important to me. Secondly, I really am focused on growth. So really looking at targeted advertising, client referrals, any strategic partnership that might expand the firm's reach and market share. And then lastly, I'm very passionate about anticipating client needs and better staying ahead of that trend. And really, again, that goes back to our main message, which is serving our clients, right? So however we can serve our clients best, that's really what I'm all about.
Definitely, that's important. So glad that I was able to hear that from you. And I mean, talking about some marketing efforts here, how would you stay up to date with all the overwhelming content that there is out there? Is there like a good channel, a good newsletter? Is there somewhere where you go to learn and grow?
Sure. What I would say to anyone that's in the legal marketing field is the Legal Marketing Association. This organization has really been instrumental. There are a lot of rules that sort of you have to follow when you're in legal marketing. There are certain things that you can and cannot say. The ABA really dictates how you can market. It's not as easy as selling, whatever, a pair of tennis shoes. You can say these are the best sneakers that you'll ever have. We are confined to not even say that we're experts or specialists. You're just not allowed to say that. So the Legal Marketing Association really is a great resource for marketing specific information in the legal field. They have continuing education, and I really utilize them quite a bit.
Definitely. Okay, awesome.
I also sit on their national board, so I have a lot of insight into how they're run. It's a great organization.
And definitely, right? I mean, if it helps out, that's the main thing, right? To keep in touch and keep in date with all the news. So great stuff from you. Well, let's switch to our next section here, Amy, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Sure.
Awesome. First off, Amy, what is the last book that you read?
Currently, I'm reading a novel called The Leftover Woman by Jean Kwok and a business development book called Give to Grow by Mo Bunnell. It's an advanced copy. It hasn't hit the streets yet, but it's a great book.
All right, awesome. We'll keep a look at when it comes out. Next up, Amy, what is one single thing that your law firm is focused on at the moment the most?
Let's see. I would say really understanding how to use AI in as lawyers. So what's ethical, what's not, how to help our younger associates sort of understand AI and how they may use it in briefs, in blogs, but still maintain their legal knowledge as being the expert.
That's it. Okay, awesome. Next up is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Sure. I think the best thing that I would do if no boundaries in technology would be to find a way to integrate all of the information coming in so that data could be analyzed better. So I sort of love data and I analyze it quite often, but it's often sort of getting a piece of information here and a piece of information from here and a piece of information from here. And then sort of how does that all integrate together? So really being able to streamline marketing analytics, I think, is really the next step and really help analyze the ROI for any campaign that we have.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Great to hear that from you. And next is, if there was one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
I would say manual data, again, goes back to all that data entry and reporting. So right now we do have, systems where we're gathering lead information, matters, where we're getting everything. But again, they're all very separate systems. So being able to really track that, a lead comes in and what happens to them to the very end, I think that's a very repetitive task that if we could automate that, that would be awesome.
Definitely. Okay, great to hear that from you. And well, lastly, Amy, I mean, you have a lot of experience already within the marketing world, but what is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Sure. I think it's continuous learning and adaptability. I mean, I come from the world, I sort of started my marketing journey in big pharma. And so I've been able to apply some, tested and true methods from that sort of basic training, but it has required really a lot of sort of pivoting in today's world. Things are moving so quickly to be able to make sure that you're capitalizing on all the really new and innovative ways to market, but also sort of staying true to what your firm needs in terms of their customer and their target market.
Great advice there for everyone. And Amy, we are coming to the end of the show today, but I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your law firm?
I think if I was going to say one thing that I want people to remember about our law firm is veteran-owned law firm, which I'm very passionate about, that serve their clients well.
Definitely awesome to hear that from you. And well, I do want to thank you, Amy, for being on today's episode. I do want to also thank our listeners for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Amy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.